Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Sunday. I'm the Grace Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Sunday, September 15th, 2024. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? May I please have the first 5 cards in our 5-card spread? First card we are starting our day off with today. These 10 cards, man, I'm telling you, it's because eclipse season's coming. A lot of tying up of loose ends right now. A lot of making things easier. This is a lot of that path work right now. This is a lot of that Virgo season coming in. Clarification, working to make things easier, working smarter, not harder, getting more efficient. Masculine and feminine energy. Deep within divine union. If these are modalities or areas where you've been pushing your comfort zone, this is a very positive card to see, because that is the proof in the pudding to a certain extent. If these are spaces and places where what have we been talking about has been a lot of the journey or the path work for the energy deep within divine union. A lot of this energy pushing outside their comfort zone, but what are they doing underneath that? They are getting better and more comfortable at being uncomfortable. This is the energy that is learning to find comfort via discomfort. And that is coming through the area of challenging themselves, pushing their own envelope. Masculine and feminine energy coming into. And if you're doing that and something feels like it's getting easier, well, that's the energy that's feeling the validation in doing something the hard way, maybe even something that feels like it's not typically the way you would do something, but immediately feeling the benefit in the fact that you're challenging yourself and you're already seeing some of those results. Masculine and feminine energy coming into divine union right now. This is the energy that's having this is just energy coming into divine union right now. This is a lot of the energy that is going through that, like I want to say that tidal wave that occurred first entering and coming into divine union, recognizing and realizing the breakthroughs that were occurring. And this is the energy even now that is feeling like the vitality of their energetic connections is such that it's not the fact that the past is entirely gone, but it's become easier to bear. It's become easier to carry because the observational point in recognizing and understanding the values of the lessons via V coming into connection with counterpart. This is the energy that once we even talked about this is where we kind of left things in our last reading. That moment where feeling that gift, finding that energetic counterpart, even if there were hardship prior to that, that's the lightening of the energetic burden, because that's almost that energy that says, if all of that is what it took to be able to find this space with you, well, suddenly that burden feels a lot easier to bear. So we see even now, this is the repositioning of the energetic burden that's occurring right now for a lot of this energy coming into divine union, because it's not the fact that they're carrying the past, but they're repositioning, they're adjusting where they carry it. And that in itself is the expansion point in recognizing how far they've come, because it's not the energy that forgets the past. It's just they're moving it into a different space wherein it occupies within their own etheric or conscious body. While for masculine and feminine energy that is in separation right now, this is a lot of that energy that's working like this. I keep seeing the same. And there's a lot of anticipation I'm seeing that a lot of this energy and separation is having right now. And this is the difference. I need to stress this right now. If it's not necessarily, I'm seeing that some of this energy and separation, it's not necessarily that you're having a breakthrough. The breakthrough is happening internally right now. And this is the energy that's recognizing the difference between the stillness between a rut and a breakthrough. Why? A rut, right? And what's interesting about it is this is the energy that's recognizing that they're not in a rut the minute they keep saying to themselves, this keeps happening, right? If this is energy that came into a point departing from that retrograde cycle and saying to themselves, this keeps happening, it's the moment that someone says this keeps happening that someone is really saying on an unconscious level, I am aware of the energetic cycle that I'm in. And so a lot of this energy, feeling some of that stillness, it's not the feeling of the energetic stillness of a cycle that is being repeated. It is the energetic stillness of doing something in a way that you haven't before, and taking a little bit of a wait and see approach, having a little bit of that energy of being like, I'm not sure what happens now because I haven't done things in this way. Second card in our 5-card spread for today. Pop it out here. We've got here, look at this, our 2 of Swords in its reversal. So a lot of this energy right now, we talked about this. One of the things that we saw that was happening for so much of this energy right now in separation was we keep seeing the fact that there was something that potentially happened during this retrograde cycle. And I keep seeing the energy and separation saying to themselves, if someone had come towards me in this way prior to this, I would have moved towards them gladly. But that's why we recognize that so much of this work is fundamental and important that's occurring right now for the energy and separation, because this is that observational point within the self. If you're in separation right now and you realize that there's something that you saw in a potential counterpart that would have attracted you in the past, and now you feel that sense of like being repelled by it, being like, feeling like that sense of the shadow of the past that's casting a light on the present, making you see something that you're now like feeling is moving you away from your manifestation goals. This is the energy that is focusing and staying very clear, building that orientation on what their manifestation goals are. And this is the energy that's having the breakthrough and saying, wow, that could have been really distracting, but it's not. Like, this is energy being like, that felt, and we even saw here that for some of this energy and separation right now, some of the frustration that may have occurred during that retrograde cycle was potentially being in like coming into contact with someone that felt like they checked all of the boxes in relationality to what you were seeking in counterpart, except the most fundamental one. Because we saw even now that this is the energy that is prioritizing the manifestation goal as their focus point. So this is a lot. I keep seeing that this is a lot of work that the energy and separation is doing right now in refining what that manifestation goal is in relationality to partnership. And it's hard work, because I see even now that for a lot of this energy, that modality in itself, that pickiness or feeling some of that pickiness, this is the energy that is building into that sense of pickiness, because this is the energy that's not just moving forward and saying, I don't know what's out there, I'm just going to kind of take whatever it is and assume that that's a manifestation. This is the energy that is very much focusing and recognizing that a beautiful, powerful manifestation, it heals us because it helps us understand ourselves in the process. So a lot of this work right now that we see is I keep seeing a lot of this energy and separation saying, I'm moving towards the energetic counterpart that doesn't make me feel like I have to abandon my own person in the process, because these are the energies that are so in such alignment with their manifestation goals that the manifestation goal is the manifestation of the highest self. That's why this energy can't be moved off of their axis as it relates to their manifestation goal, because if that modality comes through that your manifestation is so specific that it is in alignment with your highest self, that's that moment that's saying, I can't move off of that manifestation goal because you're asking me not to be in my deeper self. While for masculine and feminine energy right now, and this is why I see a lot of energy potentially coming into new connections right now, right before this eclipse cycle, and like, oh boy, masculine and feminine energy right now coming into divine union. This is a lot of that cord cutting that I see is happening right now prior to this eclipse cycle starting. I just see a lot of this energy right now having some fundamental shifts. And this is the energy that understands that when we go into cord cutting, it's not just the fact that we cut a cord and say, I don't feel anything for that person anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't the energy going, it's great. I've healed. I don't feel anything about the past anymore. It's amazing. I'm like, I am complete, nothing about the past is like, do you think that's what healing is? Do you think that's what healing is? Do you think healing is coming into a space of not feeling? Absolutely not. This is what we're talking about in relationality to what we're seeing would be the articulation of a healthy cord cutting, because this isn't energy that is cutting the cord and going, this is great. I don't feel anything about anything that's happened in the past anymore. No, this is the energy that is doing that important work of valuing, appreciating, honoring that past, moving it into the spaces and places in their own etheric and spiritual understanding of the self, because that point of balance is coming right now via the building a healthy energetic connection with counterpart. And that doesn't require, this is what we describe as a heart expansion, because it doesn't require you to close off your heart to anything that you energetic felt before. It allows you to integrate it into the experience that you're having in the present context. Masculine and feminine energy right now, deep within divine union, this is the energy that's just building into that pathwork of purpose and perseverance and patience, all the P's, because what we're seeing here that's happening is this is the energy that's pushing their own like envelope, doing something in a way that they haven't done it before. And they're saying it's the patience, okay, it's the patience, the perseverance, and that is necessary and required to heal any injuries to pride. The patience, the perseverance, and the sense of purpose that is required to heal any wounds around pride. There's a lot, I don't know, there's a lot of P's in it for some reason. It's appeasement. That's why, thank you. All right, continuing to clarify, and a lot of it is the energy feeling amplified in relationality to its direction going forward. We've got 3 card center spread right now. It's a lot right now, but it's really important because this is the energy that is feeling validated and vindicated as they proceed forward in that way. And I have to stress here, it's not that the energy deep within divine union right now feels like they have all of the energetic answers. We've got here our moon card coming through, and it's upright in combination with our page of cups in its reversal, in combination with our ace of wands. What's really important, I need to stress right now for a lot of the energy deep within divine union, this is embracing the mystery. This is embracing the mystery. This is literally the energy we see here that is embracing the mystery, because this is the energy that is moving towards clarity of the self and moving away from anything that isn't clarifying. This is why so much of this energy right now is doing that work in uncovering or doing something or finding parts of themselves that they feel like they left behind in the past. Because this is a lot of this, I'm just getting here a lot of this energetic soul retrieval to a certain extent, that is the energy going back and healing the inner child via finding and qualifying the difference between what feels like it should have been left in the past versus what feels like you're carrying it forward with you going forward. There could be a lot of energy right now that's either doing this kind of decluttering, and it may be something that is either something that you are doing in the tangible space or you are doing it in the metaphorical space. I'm even seeing here, I gotta stress here, I'm seeing a lot of modalities right now that there's a little bit of this, I want to say, happy coincidence is happening here. Something happening for energy and divine union being like, you know what, I always wondered why I held on to this, and now I understand why. Something about the ability of holding on to something for a sentimental reason that suddenly feels like it has purpose. More of that appeasement that I'm seeing. So I see even now that this is a lot of that energy that's learning to trust the process as they move towards that energetic purpose, because this is the energy that's coming into understanding themselves to a certain extent, that they're recognizing and identifying that even in those moments that they don't understand, they do. Right? Like, this is what we meant about embracing the happy mystery. Masculine and feminine energy coming into divine union right now. A lot of this energy coming into divine union right now. This is the energy that's making peace. A lot of peace today. A lot of appeasement today. So this is a lot of the energy that's recognizing that as you move forward in an healthy energetic connection, it's not about cutting cords, being like, like a crazy, like a lunatic, just cutting all of your energetic cords and being like, I'm free. Like, what happens to a balloon when you cut the cord? No, you don't do that. This is the energy that is making peace with those parts of themselves. They're taking those energetic threads and they're bringing peace towards them, because the recognition and the identification of finding peace in the present is what is allowing the energy to bring some of that peace in. They're making peace with the past in the process of finding energetic peace in the present. So that is that modality where, again, it's the gift that keeps giving, because the peace of the self that you find in the present, you're able to energetically extend and expand upon the past, because it feels like, again, that sense of the energy of the past that has found purpose through peace. While for masculine and feminine energy right now that is in separation, this is a lot of the energy that is feeling that sense of patience and perseverance. Remember, this is the patience and perseverance that we were talking about, that we saw that was being navigated by the energy deep within divine union during the retrograde cycle. This is now the energetic lesson that's coming towards the energy in separation. And this is a lot of the energy in separation reminding and reaffirming to themselves in a moment of stillness that to move towards one's manifestation goals, you have to have a sense of perseverance and patience that allows one to be able to focus and maintain and feel the difference between a rut and progress. Continuing to get clarification on these cards, right? And a lot of that progress is the energy. I see it even now. This is energy in separation. It's like, I know the person I'm looking for. And that sense of knowing the person they're looking for, this isn't the energy going, this isn't like, I'm looking for a man in finance, like Bubba. No, it's like, it's not like 6'5", Bubba. No, it's like, this is the energy that's going, I know what the priorities that energetic counterpart has. I know who I'm looking for, because this is the energy goes, I know what's in the heart of me. I know what I prioritize. I am looking for that in same. Fourth card in our 5-card spread for today, we have here Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. So this is the energy that is moving forward right now, and they're looking for the energetic integrity of the connections. They're looking for the energy that feels like they give back in kind. This is the energy that is doing that work on the self. And when you're doing that work on the self, there's no room for imitations. You can't fake that funk to a certain extent. And this is why, because I need to stress this. This isn't energy in separation that is looking for someone to solve their problems. This isn't energy in separation looking for that missing piece and saying, I don't have this. I'm going to find this person that's going to fill that hole inside of me. This is the energy that says, I have filled that within the self. I'm working into that. I want to create and build into an experience with someone that expands upon what it is that I value and prioritize. So a lot of this energy right now, having gone through that, like that Mercury retrograde, not allowing one's pride to move you away from your sense of purpose. This is a lot of energy right now that is prioritizing the primary qualities and characteristics of what they feel is the most integral aspects of an energetic connection. And that is not a journey of seeking outside of the self. This is the energy that has found it within, and they're looking for someone that is in alignment with them because they share those same priorities and that same sense of purpose. A lot of really big energy that is happening right now, and a lot of it is building into that sense of prioritization prior to the eclipse season starting. Masculine and feminine energy right now coming into divine union. This is just, I just see even now so much of this energy building into a sense of peace of the past. This is the energy that is making peace with their past in the process of building trust with an energetic counterpart in the present. This is just the energy and that's what I mean here. This is why we saw we saw throughout this week, a lot of that understanding, a lot of that clarity. We saw a little bit of that Kundalini awakening that was happening for a lot of energy experiencing that, because that modality of seeing something that you couldn't see before through new eyes, it was a lot. But what's happening here is this is that calm that's now coming through, because this is an energy that is racing back to the past, trying to build a point of resolution. This is the energy that is immediately feeling that come to the surface, and they're immediately able to let it go, because this is the energy that's looking at what they've found in the present, in the present, via the energetic manifestation that is giving back in kind. And that is the energy that's almost wishing peace towards the past, because they found it in the present. While for masculine and feminine energy, and so that's the healing that starts to go toward, this is the energy that's healing their past now in the process of building trust with counterpart in the present. While for masculine and feminine energy right now, deep within divine union, this is just a lot. This is why this is the, I gotta say, there's a lot of energy right now, deep within divine union, that is uncovering the rocks within the self, being able to explore parts of the self that you may have felt more, shy about, I want to say, more resistant to, right? This is the reintroduction. This is the reintroduction of past versions of self, because one feels that you're inhabiting a space and place. I got to say this right now. This is why we talk about the fact that you can't do shadow work if you're in a bad place. Like, if it's already dark, don't go into a darker space. Like, you're not going to be able to see anything. There's a lot of this energy right now that's doing a lot of this, like, I want to say, emotional or energetic unpacking right now, specifically because they feel that they are in a modality where they feel ready. They feel spiritually and energetically prepared to do that type of work, and feeling like that is that modality. Like, what happens when you do shadow work, but you're sitting in light? You're bringing light to the shadow. So we see even now, like, a lot of that energy doing so in a way, and recognizing that it doesn't feel like it's dragging you down to do it, because it feels like you've got yourself like a nice little you got yourself a good energetic flashlight that you're working through right now, that's helping you orient and build upon some of that experience of healing. And that's what we see even now. This is why so much of this energy deep within divine union is like working on healing some of these spaces and places, because this is the energy that is recognizing and being able to do something that may have triggered them in the past, and now just being like, it doesn't hurt, it doesn't bother me. I can already they can already tell that something there, it's not having the same impact or effect. And that is the sign of the energy that isn't coming into a space of not being able to feel. Like, that's not the numbness of like hitting something and being like, okay, good, it's numb now. This is the energy that says, I can navigate it, I can feel it. It's not something that I shy away from. I'm able to sit within it and feeling the strength of capacity instead of the resilience of a lack of feeling. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. Fifth card in our 5-card spread for today, we have here our Tower. Look at these two cards. What did I just say? We've got here our Ace of Cups in combination with our Tower card. These are huge cards, but they're valuable. Do you see this? They're valuable and important when they are built upon each other, because this is what we talk about being able to recognize something that would have triggered you, something that would have disrupted you. When you come into that state of integration, when you come into that state of being able to navigate the self, that's that modality that it's like, even when you have some of those anxieties or those fears arise, you feel empowered. You feel strong enough. You feel brave enough to be able to navigate them, because this is the energy that, again, it's not that feeling of going into darkness for more darkness. This is the energy that's feeling like they've got that flashlight that they're bringing through. They're doing a lot of this unpacking of the self, because the presence and the recognition of the self is shining a light in spaces that would have been harder to navigate in the past. Masculine and feminine energy coming into divine union right now. This is the energy that's recognized how far they've come in divine union, because if this is energy that is considering and remembering something that would have devastated them, and now they're just looking at it with a sense of disappointment, now they're just looking at it with a sense of sadness, now they're just looking at it with a sense of nostalgia mixed with pain. This is the energy that recognizes that they've brought that healing to those past situations. Because I can see even now, this is the energy that's potentially looking back on a past situation, and they're feeling that profound heartbreak. They're feeling all of that pain. But that's not the energy that is feeling that moment and it's devastating. Remember, this is the energy. This is the lesson that for the energy and separation that's now coming up. Remember, this is the same work we saw that the energy and separation was doing a few days ago, that's now coming up to the energy coming into divine union. This is the energy that's recognizing and feeling that sense of remembering something that would have devastated them to recall. But now it just frustrates them. Now it just disappoints them. Now it just brings a tear to their eye. Now it just brings a sigh. This is the energy that's recognizing, reshuffling those experiences, repositioning them, by reaffirming their own understanding as it relates to how they're perceiving those Tower moments in the past, but from a state of deep energetic compassion. While masculine and feminine energy and separation right now, this is a lot of the, I gotta say, this is a little bit more, this is some triggering stuff right now. I want to say that this is, I told you a lot of those, and this is why a lot of those expansion points that we saw was occurring right now for the energy that was coming into divine union, some of those energetic understandings and lessons are now filtering down into, thank you, are now filtering down into the energy in separation. And this is the energy in separation that's potentially, again, what is happening for some of the energy in separation. And I can see even now, this is the energy that's going, because if these are modalities where you're moving towards a manifestation to such an extent that something that you would have moved towards, something you would have been drawn to, now energetically repels you. We've been talking about this for a few days. Something that you would have been giving you the is now giving you the ick. This is the energy that's feeling and saying to themselves, I recognize that this is not the same as the past because one's own preferences have changed via you moving towards manifestations. This is the integration of a lot of those manifestation, a lot of that manifestation work. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our 10 of Wands in its reversal in combination with our 2 of Swords in its reversal. One card to clarify, please. Clarification coming through right now with the Sun card. Huge cards today. And I got to tell you, this is a lot of like, oh, there's a Pisces full moon coming. That's what's happening here. There's a Pisces full moon coming. Better out than in. There's like a lot of energy I'm just seeing right now. There's like a lot of better out than in that's coming through right now, because I can see even now there's a lot I'm getting here, like it's all coming back to me now, like a lot of this energy having a lot of this, like I want to say this memory flooding that I'm seeing here. But this is a lot of the energy right now. If they're going through some of that memory flood, this is like the memory flood that feels like it feels like a cleanse. It feels like the memory flood, but it's not the current that drags you down. I see that a lot of this energy is like, whew, look at that. That's a lot. You know what I mean? Like it's a little bit more observational, because this is a lot of the energy that is feeling an emotional overwhelm that isn't moving them off of their own course. This is a lot of that energy that's recognizing and identifying and feeling a lot of that rush, but being able, like what happens, I got to say this, what happens when you're able to navigate an emotional flood, but you find that you still have the sense of energetic purpose to continue forward as it relates to the direction that you were headed. This is a lot of the energy right now that's feeling like I'm getting here like the pre-flood of the Pisces full moon that's already potentially occurring. But it feels like, I want to say the fact that it potentially feels like more of a rush than something that is overwhelming. I see even now like there's a lot of this energy in separation that is recognizing and reorienting themselves to some of that emotionality, because this is a lot of that energy I keep hearing is saying, if I could do, I keep hearing energy and separation saying, if I was able to do, like they're looking back on past experiences and saying, if I was able to do all of that with someone that was moving against my own current, imagine what I would do with someone that was moving with my current. I just keep getting this message that's coming through for the energy and separation. This is a lot of that, like that affirmation that I'm seeing, that a lot of the energy and separation is reaffirming as they feel some of that overwhelm or some of that rush. If I could accomplish so much against the current, imagine what I could do with energy that was moving with my current. While for masculine and feminine energy that is coming into divine union right now, this is the energy that is the qualifier of the energy in coming into divine union, passing on that to the energy in separation right now, because a lot of the energy in coming into divine union right now is healing, because they're looking now at the past from that context. This is the energy now feeling the expansion of moving with energy that is following their same current. And now this is the energy that's looking back on the past and going, oh my gosh, that's why that was so hard. That's why I was doubting myself every day. That's why I was swept away. You don't get swept away if you're moving with energy that's moving in with the same current with you. That's exhilarating, right? That's exciting. That's that joy of feeling like being able to trust the process. But when you're moving in alignment with an energetic connection that feels like it's moving you off of your own self, then that's that moment that feels like those energies saying, that's why I was getting swept away in those modalities. That's why I was feeling overwhelmed, because this is the energy that's now looking back with the understanding and clarity of moving with energy that's in alignment with them. And they're seeing how much harder it was to struggle up current against energy that feels like it was like an act of opposition to proceed forward, as opposed to an energetic expansion. While for masculine and feminine energy right now that is deep within divine union, this is the energy that is finding their own self again via V. I keep getting like, this is like, I'm getting here like, this is like the rescue operation. This is like the energy, this is like the energetic rescue operation for a lot of this energy deep within divine union, because this is the energy that is going after and they're chasing their own joy. This is the energy that is finding some kind of joy in something that they left behind. For masculine, it is that sense of delight and play, being able to do something, allowing oneself to feel silly in the process of doing it. A massive amount of healing that I'm seeing for energy deep within divine union in this way. This is the energy that's rediscovering some space of happiness, but allowed by a V, moving the pride away in the process. For feminine, it is building into that pathwork of pure perseverance, not being so afraid of knocking elbows, right? Building into that sense of saying to oneself that in order to stay committed to something, you have to be ready to like potentially disrupt the energy around you to a certain extent. So we see even now more of that energy. I keep calling it, it's like wing work, because the masculine's expanding and the feminine's contracting, and you put those together and what do you got? Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Two of Swords in its reversal, our Ace of Wands in its reversal, our Page of Cups in its reversal, and our Moon card in its reversal. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot, but guys, we've got a Pisces full moon coming through. I'm not surprised to see all of these cards coming out. It's going to feel like a lot. I got to tell you, it's going to feel like a lot for the next few days. One card to clarify, please. Clarification coming through right now. I love this. I love this. This is positive. This is good trouble. This is good trouble kind of energy, because we see even now that so much of this work that's happening is restorative. There's a lot of making peace that I'm seeing that's happening right now across all of the frequencies, which is what we like. Masculine and feminine energy deep within divine union. I told you even now, this is giving me soul retrieval. This is giving me going back to heal the inner child. This is a lot of this energy that is rebuilding via V their own connection with the past, having that point of understanding and coming to heal in a big way, because this is a lot of that. I'm just telling you right now, I see a lot of energy deep within divine union that is just doing a profound amount of inner child healing right now, a profound amount of inner child healing. And I see even now, a lot of this is, again, I keep getting the same message, masculine saying, it's okay. This is masculine that put away childish things. I see now masculine taking childlike things back out again. Because this is the masculine reaffirming and saying, it's okay to be childlike. I can still be masculine and childlike. Bearing in mind, this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. This is the masculine saying, it's important to be not to be childish, but to be childlike. So we see even here, that's a lot of the masculine energy coming back into that sense of wonder, delight, and joy. Feminine, this is feminine almost re-amplifying and saying, building into a place of passion and perseverance. The energy that is supportive of me will never not want that to occur. That the energy that builds upon feeling that same sense of passion and understanding will always effectively support that decision to do so. This is a lot of energy that is of feminine that is using discernment and that sense of finding themselves. They're using to calibrate the energy that is around them, because in the process of the feminine saying, I'm not afraid to disappoint those that me moving towards my passion disappoints. This is energy saying that's a very good divining rod to see who feels like they're in alignment to me versus who feels like they are not. While for masculine and feminine energy right now that is coming into divine union, a lot of this energy coming into divine union, they're making peace with the past. They're making peace with the past via a strong, healthy, energetic connection in the present. And I keep seeing this energy saying the same thing to one another, which is, even if those moments of frustration or confusion come up now, and the fact that something in the present is shedding a different light on something that occurred in the past, this is the energy that's just kind of shrugging it off to a certain extent and saying to themselves, if that was necessary for this, then that was energetically worth it. because this is the energy that, again, doesn't feel like they need to go back into the past with a flashlight. They feel like this is the light that's shining from the present on the past, but their focus and priority is still in this present moment. While for masculine and feminine energy right now coming into in separation, I see a lot of energy potentially coming into new energetic connections that'll be potentially their person. I'm just saying this here. I feel like there's a lot of energy in separation right now that is on the cusp of some pretty profound breakthroughs. But this is also their energy that recognizes, and I gotta say, I see a lot of energy right now in separation saying, I'm done. I see a lot of energy right now in separation going, I'm absolutely done. I don't need anybody. This is the energy right now that is potentially going to find the person that they're looking for, because what happens in the energy of saying, I don't need anybody. You don't need anybody. That is the energy that says, I'm not looking for connections that are based upon need. I'm looking on connections that amplify joy. So this is the energy that's healing that modality of saying, I'm done. Like I see a lot of energy in separation saying, I'm done with needing. I want energy that expands. I want energy that gives back. I want energy that amplifies. So even here, that sense of the energy shedding that word need. This isn't the energy saying I need anything. This is the energy saying this is what I would desire. This is what I'm excited to find in another. This is what I would love to share with someone. Because this is the energy that is amplifying, and they're lighting that fire from within, and they're going to be able to observe and see it in the energy around them, because this is the fire that finds the fire, right? These are the passions or the inspirations or the joy that draws together instead of pulls apart. And I can see even now a lot of this energy right now. The funny part is I see a lot of energy in separation going, yep, I'm done. I'm just going to focus on me. I don't really care. Like this is the energy giving this like big c'est la vie to things. And I'm telling you right now, this is the energy that's going to bump into each other in the process right now, because there's so much like this energy being like, I don't need it. I don't need it. And now the energy is going to be able to find it. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between, again, a lot here. Our moon, and this is our center cards, our moon card, our page of cups, our ace of wands. Because this is the energy, and our ace of cups. Because I see a lot of energy right now in separation that's basically saying, I'd rather be with myself energetically than with the wrong person. I see like a lot of this energy saying better to be energetically alone than in a connection that feels like it moves one off of one's own alignment. One card to clarify, please. Clarification coming through right now. Look at this. Because I got to tell you right now, a lot of this energy right now, a lot of this energy in separation, and I see it even here, like some of this energy, and this was that feeling of frustration, because I just keep seeing that during that retrograde process, something about the past reemerging. Something about the past reemerging here, but it's like I keep getting that there's a big difference of a change that's happening right now for a lot of this energy and separation. I keep seeing here the same thing that's coming through with separation, which is if something is reminding you of the past and it's not drawing you towards it, but it's like pulling you back a bit, like I just see it here, like a lot of that energy stepping back from something to a certain extent. This is the energy that's recognizing how far they have come, specifically and particularly because this is a recognition point of the manifestation goal that you're seeing and understanding has changed your own perception of things in the process. While for masculine and feminine energy coming into divine union, this is more of that pathwork restoration. This is a lot of that unpacking. But I can see even now the fact that something that someone would have felt like someone would have harbored a lot of pain or anger upon, now like looking at something with a little bit more just like nostalgia or sadness or frustration. This is that energy we saw that was happening in separation. That's now the lessons coming up to the energy in divine union. This is like the energy saying like, I'm mad about it, but it's not something I can do anything about. Like this is the energy like that, even that like c'est la vie approach, saying like, again, whatever it was worth it to be able to find myself here. This is a lot of energy that recognizes and sees how much they heal, because this isn't a moment of feeling like you have to cut some kind of energetic cord and say, it's great, I don't feel anything about the past. It's like I'm numb. Like this isn't the energy going, it's great, I found connection, now I'm numb. This is the energy that says, I found an energetic connection that's reminded me what it feels like to feel. And even remembering those things in the past that hurt, the ability to feel that expansion point, to feel an ability to hold all of it. This is a lot of that energy that is feeling that beautiful moment of the heart expansion that says, I understand now. And being able to carry that sadness and that joy, that is the whole heart. That is the energy that feels like their heart is coming back into activation. And that heart can hold a lot, so long as it understands why it's holding it. And this is a lot of energy that's understanding why it's holding it right now. And it's like making their heart grow 3 sizes bigger, right? Continuing to get clarification between our Ace of Cups and our Tower card. This is a lot. Thank you. This is a lot. Like this is, I'm going to tell you guys, I want you to make sure, listen, we got a Pisces full moon, and I got to stress this, Pisces full moon, no unhealthy coping mechanisms right now. Absolutely none. You hear me? No unhealthy coping mechanisms, no overindulgences right now. Okay. Because having to carry a lot of big happy and big sad right now, like that's what we're going to see right now with a lot of this Pisces energy that's coming into play. One card to clarify. The Fool card, right? Because a lot of this work that we're seeing right now has to do with older and wiser. Older and wiser. Not my first time at the rodeo. Masculine and feminine energy, deep within divine union. So much of this work that I see even now, this is a lot of, I just keep getting a lot of soul retrieval that's happening right now for energy within divine union. And that soul retrieval is happening by doing something with a renewed sense of vitality that you may have felt like you left in the past. A lot of, I just keep getting here, a lot of decluttering right now. A lot of looking at something that may have been hard and now feeling like something is easier here. A lot of feeling something that may have been easy that now feels like it's very hard. Why are we seeing this right now? Because this is the energy that is working on understanding themselves to a bigger degree right now. And this is a lot of energy that is learning as they go. And so a lot of this work right now is built upon balance, maintaining that sense of energetic focus, not allowing oneself to feel devastated. I see even now, like there's a lot of energy deep within divine union that's just working and building upon feeling some of that sense of strength. And a lot of it, I see even now, this is a lot of energy that's taking on, and this is the quality or characteristics of the Virgo season that's helping here. Being methodical, not panicking, not overreacting, right? This is the energy that's just like taking it one step at a time, right? Steady as they go. And that ability of like holding the course, if you will, that's what is helping here for so much of that energy that's navigating that, because this is the energy that is feeling and experiencing like a lot of that sense of path and purpose, not allowing oneself to get overwhelmed, but just getting more productive in the process. Masculine and feminine energy right now coming into divine union. I just see that a lot of this energy coming into divine union right now, they're making peace. They're making peace with it. And I see even now, like this is a lot of that work that I'm identifying here. You know, this is also, and I have to stress, this is why even now it's a little expansive, because this is some energy right now coming into divine union that suddenly all of their anxieties, all of their doubts, all of their fears, it's like it's not that they're looking at the past holding them. This is the energy that's like redistributing some of that past, because like their energy and their anxieties and their focuses are like what is ahead. Like this is the energy that's recognizing that like this is the only different like quality here. This is an energy now that is looking back at the past and feeling like that was some kind of like determined like difficulty point. That's the energy that feels like all of that was creating that sense of value in terms of where they are now. This is a lot of energy that's recognizing that not only are their priorities changing, but they're identifying how far they've come, because not only have their priorities changed, but their doubts, their fears, their anxieties have changed. What they're worried about. This is the energy almost being like, I can't believe I was worried about that. That is small potatoes now, considering what I'm worried about now. Like this is the energy being like, this is a lot of energy looking back now at those past experiences and being like, my priorities were out of whack. This is where the priorities are right now. because a lot of this is coming through like the act or the sense of prioritizing the energetic connection that comes through via the sense of preservation. Masculine and feminine energy that is coming into, that is in separation right now. I just see a lot of this energy right now, and I gotta say it. Like, this is the energy I see even now that's like, I see it. This energy is like, I don't even want anybody right now. I mean, I don't mean this in like, I'm not trying, I just see a lot of energy right now that's saying, I don't want anybody right now. I'm so fed up. I see the energy going, I'm so fed up. I'm going to be sick. Like I told you, because that some of that energy is moving away from something right now because it gave them the ick. Something that used to attract you gave you the ick. And so I can see even now this energy being like, I'm so fed up. Like, I see the energy literally being like, I'm just done, because this is a lot of the energy that's moving away from something, from a point of repulsion, right? But I need to stress this. That is a good sign. Like, I know you're probably not feeling this right now. You're saying to me like, no, you understand. No, I really mean it. I know you really mean it right now. But do you understand that's because you've now got, like, your manifestation has created an acquired taste. Like, you've got an acquired taste. And when you have a manifestation that's an acquired taste, you're not accepting any imitation. You're like, your sensitivity is heightened to such a degree that you're like, bleh! Like, you're like, I can't, no, that was gross. Like, like, that's the thing. A lot of this energy right now, that hypersensitivity we see, is you navigating, coming closer towards what it is that you know is for you. Because, like, you do you recognize that, like, the only way you find something is finding out what it's not? So, like, this is a lot of the energy right now that's like, no, it's off. Like, every time I see someone, it's like, I don't know. It's like the energy being like, the guides are like, like, yeah, exactly, right? Like the guys are like, what do you think? We're gonna put like a beacon over someone's head, be like, woo, it's this one. No, like, what are you? Like, it's gonna be the opposite. It's gonna be you being like, it's like, like, that's how it works too. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, between our Sun card and our Six of Cups and it's upright. Like, these are the energy. I can literally see the energies being like, no, and just bonk, like just bonking into someone and being like, one card to clarify, please. Clarification coming through right now with the Two of Pentacles. I see this even now. I literally see some energy that's already coming into connection right now in separation. I already see it. I almost see energy that may be like articulating how fed up they are with like things as they're coming into connection. Like, literally, I see like almost going like, okay, here we go. Like, almost like, all right, yeah, like, here we go. I know what's going to happen now. Like, and someone being like, no, and someone saying, no, I do that now. And then being like, no, I do that. Like, I see these energies that are so much in alignment that even this blasé feeling of coming into energetic connection, like, I literally see the energy like, all right, here we go. Yeah, who are you? Yeah, nice to meet you. Like, it's the energy, like, not even looking at each other, being like, yeah, I'm so, like, these are the energies that are bonking into each other right now, and their backs are turned because, like, they're so fed up that they're in that space that they're not, like, trying. But here's what's happening here. This is energy that doesn't have, like, your illusion goggles are off. This is an energy that's like looking at someone and being like, oh, I imagine they're like this. This is the energy being like, no, like, I'm not in that space of illusion. Like, no, like, this is the energy. It's all like, it's like giving me a little bit of like grumpy bear kind of energy that's like bumping into each other in this way and being like, yeah, here we go. Yeah, I'll pick you up at 7. Yeah. And being like, oh, what's wrong with you? Like, it's giving me a little bit of this energy. But I see even now that there's something about that here, that someone's looking and being like, oh, you feel like that too? I'm like, yeah, I feel like that. I'm really frustrated. So I'm being like, yeah, I'm really frustrated too. Like, I'm really sick of this. It's giving me a little bit of this energy of being like, hey, you want to get out of this place? Like, you want to get out of this place? You want to go get something? It's giving me a lot of that kind of energy, okay? Well, for masculine and feminine energy coming into divine union right now, I just see that a lot of this energy coming into divine union, this is the energy, I can see even now, like, the last week or so may have been really energetically overwhelming, but I told you that redistribution, like, that redistribution process. They're saying the past redistribution process is occurring here for a lot of that energy that is coming into divine union, and the ability to heal the past is the insight that's helping you carry it in a different way. This isn't energy that feels the need to cut an energetic cord, because this is the energy that's recognizing that the cord is not ever cut. It is healed by our own ability to carry something of value. So I'm seeing even now, like, this isn't the energy that's going, yeah, I found somebody and just forgot everything about my past. Like, forget that. Why would you throw those lessons away? This is the energy saying, no, I value those lessons, all of that, all those places that I was hurt. Every one of those now was a step closer and closer and closer to you. This is the energy that's almost like building that sense of worship towards that past connection, towards those past circumstances, because now those are those energies that are recognizing and saying, every one of those places I thought I was stumbling was a step closer and closer to your door. Masculine and feminine energy deep within divine union. A lot of this energy deep within divine union, working through and building into that sense of deeper balance within the self in the process. And I see even now, like, this is a lot of the energy within divine union that is expanding upon their own internal toolkits. Because if these are modalities where there are energetic weaknesses, and I got to stress this isn't the energy doing that for the sake or for the need of trying to like meet the expectations of an energetic counterpart. These are the energies that are in an energetic connection where they feel the safety and security to explore parts of themselves, because they're in a modality that they feel like they're energetically ready to navigate something that they may have felt like they were avoiding prior to this time. While for masculine, and continuing to get clarification here between our 6 of Cups in its upright in combination with our 4 of Swords in its reversal, may I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming through right now with our 3 of Wands in its reversal. Masculine and feminine energy. A little bit of this that we're seeing here is that this is the energy that's doing this work because they're trying to understand and unlock their full energetic potential. I'm just seeing this here. There's so much of this energy that's in this modality right now that sense of doing so. This is the energy that goes on that fact-finding quest within the self, because this is the energy that says to themselves, I want to know what I'm capable of. But I don't mean, like, not in like a, I want, like this isn't like the negative saying I want it. Like, this is the energy like that's in a space of positivity that says, I want to surpass my own limitations. Right? This is the energy that's, like I told you, pushing their own envelopes, knocking on their own doors, because a lot of that process is trying to come into understanding of the self, potentially in a way that you haven't before. And some of it here, I see some of this work may be around areas that are like hard to talk about, something that someone was avoiding, something that someone was energetically shy about. Like, this is a lot of that work that's like, again, that digging deeper, if you will, that comes into that state or space of energetic understanding. Masculine and feminine coming into divine union right now. This is that energy that feels like they've crossed a threshold. They feel like they've crossed a threshold via becoming towards an energetic counterpart in such a way. This is the energy that feels like they're coming into that space of divine union, because this is the energy that's reaffirming and saying to themselves, I can never go back. This isn't the energy that says I can never go back in that way of saying, like, I can never go back. This is the energy that says this is the energy that says I can never go back because I'm no longer that person, because I no longer see things the way that past version of self did. This is the energy that like feels like they're having that reawakening or that awakening process with their with an energetic counterpart in such a way that their own perception has been, even in a moment of moving towards like a new connection, like, because this is energy that's new in this modality. This is the energy that already feels the profound healing and building into a connection such that it's forever changed what you've experienced or seen in the past. So this is the energy that, again, doesn't feel that need of getting towards a manifestation goal. It's that moment of feeling that present context that gives clarity and insight for the past experience, that amplifies the reaffirmation of saying that's the energy that says, even if I went back to that, I would never be the same person. I don't see things the same way. Like, this is that energy that recognizes all from the sake and space of seeing something in a way that they couldn't. And so this is a lot of that energy that's redistributing and healing by saying to themselves, I couldn't see it at the time. I can even see the energy talking to one another and having those insights together and saying, I can see it now, I couldn't see it then. Continuing for the energy and separation, this is why this is more frustrating for the energy and separation right now. Because you're not necessarily doing it with an energetic counterpart. You're doing it being like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. How dare you? Like, because here you have to understand that when you're moving towards manifestation goals, when you move towards a manifestation goal, identifying what your manifestation is not is how you move towards it. So we see even now that some of that energy going into the ick, like that's the feminine building into that sense of like, I'm going to say it was like the audacity. I can see a lot of energy right now, feminine and separation, feeling like they're moving away from something right now that felt too akin to something that occurred in the past. And the feminine being like just wanting to get it off, like being like, because this is the feminine saying, I see something in a way that I didn't see it before. And now it's like the audacity. Like this is that energy of feminine. And a lot of that, like that activation I'm seeing here, a lot of that Kundalini activation is the energy that's almost saying, I don't even know what's coming forward. I just know what I'm not going towards, right? Yeah. Sounds to me like someone who's focusing on a manifestation goal. While for masculine, this is more about navigating the space or place of not taking something energetically personally. So this could be more emotionality. This could be masculine moving forward at a time right now where you're feeling very emotional, right? This might not necessarily be creating that space of like trigger within you, but it may be feeling like that moment of just like, and this is some of that Piscean energy that's coming to the surface. Like, you know, just this frustration of masculine seeing being like, I wish I had someone to talk to about this. I wish I had someone I could energetically connect to in this way. Because I see even now, like, some of the frustration of masculine in separation right now, it's feeling like a little bit of that blocked throat chakra. So we see both of these energies right now that are feeling that frustration. Feminine feeling a little bit more of that fire energy. Masculine feeling a little bit of that emotional overwhelm. But these energies are, again, they're both in this modality because what is amplifying their direction towards one another? A profound commitment not to go backwards. Continuing to get clarification between these cards right now, between our Four of Swords in its reversal in combination with our Fool card in its reversal. One card to clarify, please. Clarification coming through right now with our Hermit card. I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of energy and separation saying, I have just decided that I am going to be alone forever. This is the energy and separation right now saying, I have decided that me and my 27 cats will live in a castle all by ourselves and everything will be fine. There's a lot of masculine energy that's saying, I am going to dedicate myself to writing about how I feel and I'm not going to allow myself to be connected to any other energy that makes me feel like I'm an emotional roller coaster. Like these energies right now, look at them. They're the only thing that's in alignment is that they're both firmly committing and saying to themselves, I am going to be energetically alone forever and I am fine with it. This is the energy going, I'm fine with it. I am welcoming it. I love my own energy. I'm not looking for anything from someone else. This energy is ready to come into connection. Like now the energy, and now the oven, and now you hear ding, okay, take the cookies out of the oven, because this is the energy that's like ready because they're like, they don't need anything. They're going, I don't need anything. I'm done. I don't need it. And that's when it's ready. So we see even now that a lot of that energy building into that pathwork of the self, feeling that sense of not wanting to be energetically bothered by other people's drama, building into that sense of saying like, I value my time too much to have it wasted. This sounds to me like a lot of energy that is prioritizing the self and energetic connections that prioritize in kind. So this is the energy that is basically like, I'm telling you even now, in the process of saying, I guess I'm going to be alone forever, is going bonk and coming into connection. Masculine and feminine energy right now coming into divine union. I couldn't see it at the time. If only I could see what I could see now. If only I could see what I could see now. And this is a lot of energy saying, do you wish you did? And this is the energy saying it wouldn't have mattered. It just would have made it a little easier. This is the energy that's almost, again, feeling the frustration in not having seen something. This is the energy saying, I wish I could have seen it sooner because it would have saved me a lot of grief. It would have saved me a lot of pain. It would have saved me a lot of, but this is also the energy saying, but I wouldn't change any of it for a moment. Because this is the energy saying, I can't say, I don't want to say I would change anything that occurred. Because if this is the energetic equivalent of the energy saying, if all of that was required to be on this path with you, I wouldn't change any of it in a heartbeat. So that's a lot of that energy that's building that point of insight and clarity, because that is the redistribution of the past from the context of the present. While for masculine and feminine energy right now, deep within divine union, this is a lot of the energy going on to that exploratory journey of the self. And there's a lot of unpacking of the past in the process. I just see a lot of energy right now unearthing things from the past. There's a lot of nostalgia work that's happening here. There's a lot of looking back on something intentionally because one's own perception has changed enough that I see someone saying, I can look at it with new eyes. And that's either happening now, I told you even now, like some kind of decluttering, looking at things and determining their valuation point based or built upon that right now, or that's happening on a metaphysical level. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Two of Pentacles in combination with our Three of Wands in its reversal. So progress by observing blockages. Progress via the observing blockages. One card to clarify, please. Ace of Swords in its reversal. So for the energy deep within divine union right now, a lot of this work of acceptance is recognizing and identifying that one's own ability to perceive something, this is the energy that's looking at their own limitations with a new set of eyes. And we see even now that for so much of that energy, that reprioritization, if you will, that ability to observe something, that ability to see something, that ability to make those changes, if you will. So much of this work that I'm observing here with the energy deep within divine union, I think the only thing that I see is a little bit exhaustive is the fact that the energy within divine union feels like that work is never done, right? It's like Zeno's paradox, right? Like this is the energy that's recognizing the frustration or valuation of even when you're moving on the path to highest self, perfection is perfection because it's impossible. There is no perfection. So we see even now that this is the energy that is like, I want to say like recognizing one's own ability to split hairs, but also the one thing I like about this is the energy within divine union that's learning not to be so hard on themselves in the process, because this is a lot of the energy getting that sense of understanding and that insight that says your job here is not to be perfect. Your job here is not to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Your job is to do the best that you can with what you have available. And so we see even now that that's a lot of the energy deep within divine union, committing themselves to that path work and basically saying to themselves, like forgiving themselves for those spaces that they're not perfect instead of agonizing upon them. This is how that energy is embracing or healing some of that more Virgo energy, which can sometimes be a little bit overly harsh or critical towards the self. This is some of that Pisces compassion coming into the Virgo energy right now. While for masculine and feminine energy right now, this is mollification. This is healing. This is catharsis. Because this is even a moment where if there was any turbulence that was occurring, looking back at the past with the new eyes and even feeling some of that like Kundalini activation and being able to see something in a way that may have created that sense of frustration in feminine, that emotionality in masculine, the ability to reaffirm and say to oneself, all of that led me to where I am today. If these are energies that are building into that sense of appreciation on that energetic connection, this is almost the energy that's saying to themselves, I would do it all again in a heartbeat. This is like the energy looking at one another and saying, would you change anything? And the energy is going, no, I wouldn't change a single iota. I wouldn't change a single thing. Continuing to get clarification for the energy in separation right now. This is the energy that's in separation that's saying, I'm done. I'm done. Like this is the energy that's saying, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I just keep seeing so much of this energy right now in separation that's saying, I have done the work on myself. Nobody, I can see almost the energy being like, nobody else has done any of the work on themselves. I'm all alone. It's just me out here in the wild. This is just me on a journey, a solo journey. My journey is only going to be solo for the rest of my existence. Like, I can see a lot of this energy being like, da-da-da-da-da, like literally just like saying themselves like, it's fine. I'm going to perfect the self. I'm going to build into the sense of solitude. It is going to be fine. Okay, fine. I'll go out for a drink. Okay, whatever. Oh yeah, I'll go grab some dinner. But really, I can see the energy being like, if you insist, because I see even now that this is so much of that energy being like, I'm not like, I see even now, like this is the energy trying to get themselves out there and being like, oh, fine. But really, I'm not expecting anything of it. Oh, is that true? Are you about to go out and you're saying I have zero expectations? Is this the energy being like, I'm already disappointed before I go? Is this the energy saying like, yeah, this is energy that's probably going to bump into their energetic counterpart. Like they're saying to me, it's either actively happening right now, or it's like on the verge or cusp of it to a certain extent, because this energy is like, no, I don't know. It's fine. I change. No, don't worry about it. No, I don't even want it anymore. I don't even want it anymore. I don't even want that manifestation. Right? Like, continuing to get clarification. And this is the energy. And now this is the energy being like, oh, are you saying you don't, are you holding on to a manifestation, but you're letting go of the expectations? Is that what's happening right now? Continuing to get clarifications between our Three of Wands in its reversal in combination with our Hermit card in its upright. One card to clarify, please. Clarification coming through right now with the Chariot in its reversal. And I see even now, I can see a lot of this energy in separation. I can see it being like, they're not there. Nope. There's nobody. Like, I can see the energy being like, this is the energy being like, I don't think anyone's going to be a good counterpart for me. I can see this energy just being like building into this like vector right now, because this is all that emotionality, right? It's a lot of this frustration that's coming through. I just see a lot of this emotionality that's coming through with energy and separation being like, I'm good. I'm fine. It doesn't bother me. I can see the energy going, it doesn't bother me. It's fine. It's like, it's okay. Because this is the energy that's basically saying, I'd rather be in a space where I feel good than any energetic connection. This is the energy saying, I would rather be this is the energy saying, I am happy with my energy. That it's not going to be just anyone that I can come towards, right? This is the energy that's saying, and this is the energy basically saying, I'm very selective. Like, this is the energy saying, I'm very selective, but you have to bear in mind that this is the energy that what's been happening here. This is energy that's been healing themselves, and they're raising their own energetic standards. And so in the process of raising your own energetic standards, we see that so much of this energy has gotten picky. And this is the energy that's saying, no, it's not just anyone. Nope, no. And because this is the energy that says, I know what I'm looking for. Right? When we get energetically picky, the reason we get energetically picky so long, and there's a difference, right? There's a difference between not knowing what you want and feeling dissatisfied with anything that comes towards you, versus saying to yourself, I know what is for me and I know what is not for me. And this is a lot of energy right now that's deep, like in separation, that has become exceptionally good at determining what is for them versus what is not for them, right? And that's going to be a lot of potential no's before you hit that yes. While for masculine and feminine energy right now, that is coming into divine union, this is the energy that's just forgiving themselves for something that they couldn't see before. I see it even now. This is so much of that energy coming into divine union that's feeling that sense of like, this is the healing. I gotta say this is inner child healing that's happening right now for energy that is coming into divine union. Because I will say it again, inner child healing does not mean that you have to go back to the time that you were 5 or you were 6 to heal something. Inner child healing refers to anything that you are healing that a past version of you did not understand or could not see. That is the energetic child, right? So being able to look back, if that was yesterday, then you're healing from something that happened yesterday. If that was last month, that could be something that happened last month. So a lot of this energy is healing their inner child by looking back on a situation and circumstance with greater degree of clarity in the present and saying, I forgive myself for not seeing something that now I see. So a lot of that energy is either looking back on something and saying, I wish I had done something differently, given the observation of what I understand now. Or, but this is also energy says, I forgive myself because I know something now that I did not know then. Or this is energy saying, I allowed something to occur because I could not see something, or I overly internalized an external problem because I could not see something that was occurring with the perception or with the eyes I have now. And so both of these energies within divine union, masculine and feminine, bearing in mind this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to, are healing themselves and potentially healing one another in the process of articulating this to each other and saying, you can't hold yourself accountable for that. Because this is the energy saying you could not see it, you can't blame yourself. While for masculine and feminine energy, this is why this energy is becoming so hyper-focused on trying to understand themselves to such a degree, right? Because if this is the energy that recognizes that in the past you may have been energetically harmed because you could not see something, either something about the self or something about the world around you, this is the energy that's on that path of understanding of the self, because this is the energy that wants to avoid situations or circumstances where a part of themselves that they could not see creates a modality that they'll have to feel that sense of not being able to recognize it. Like this is the energy that's like lifting up the rocks inside of the self, being like, I just want to make sure I understand everything that's in here. Like I just want to make sure I understand everything that's in here. Final card for today, between our Ace of Swords in its reversal and our Chariot in its reversal. One card to clarify, please. Clarification coming through right now with our Eight of Pentacles in its reversal. This is a lot of that Virgo energy that we're seeing, that we're ending this reading on. There's some pickiness here. There's some frustration. There's a little bit of this sense of recognizing what feels like it's working versus what feels like it's not. I feel like there's a lot of change energy that we're seeing right now across all of the frequencies, because this is a lot of that energy that is identifying the source of what feels like it's working and what feels like it's not. And this is a lot of that energy deep within divine union that is getting very productive in the process. And what's nice about this is a lot of the energy within divine union that when they're seeing something that isn't working, they look within themselves and say, what do I have to change? What do I have to recalibrate? This is energy, I want to say, this isn't a lot of energy deep within divine union that's holding anything too preciously. There's adaptability here. There's flexibility. There's taking a new take. There's taking a new perspective. There's advancing, like they're saying to me, like the advancing of the plot, if you will, in a modality of thinking outside of one's own comfort zone to be able to enact or to move in a way that feels like it's more energetically productive. And I see even now that for a lot of that energy, that adaptability is almost like it's allowing for some space of keeping one's own, like I keep getting they're saying more than one way to do something, and if these are modalities that again used to rest upon what they felt was comfortable, this is the energy that's having a little bit of this gift that's coming through, because that gift is adaptability and feeling again, what has been the energy doing? What is the energy deep within divine union doing right now? They're learning to feel comfortable with discomfort. So that's what occurs when you're able to operate from a space of it being adaptable in a point of discomfort. It allows you not to see problems, but to see a constant source of opportunities and possibilities. For masculine and feminine energy coming into divine union right now, so much of this work that we're seeing about coming into divine union, this is the energy that's understanding what didn't work in the past. This is why so much of this energy right now is building into that point of breakthrough, because via the energetic connection that is working, they now have full clarity on what wasn't working in the past. And that ability of recognizing and identifying the source of light that is being shown within the connection itself, that is giving clarity not only to the connection itself, but shining a light on what didn't work on the past. This is that expansive point of the energy, again, basically saying to one another, I wouldn't change any of that for a heartbeat, because that's the clarity that is coming through the present connection. And that's the energy that says, if I change any of that, it might not have led you energy. It might not have led me here. So for masculine, and this is a lot of that energy right now that I see. The big thing that's happening prior to this eclipse season is the shifting of the priorities, the shifting of the energetic priorities in terms of what one's focus and prioritization is. Masculine and feminine energy in separation right now. I just see a lot of energy in separation that's just said to themselves, I'm just giving. I see a lot of energy going, I'm done. I'm not ready. I don't want it. Like, this is the energy saying I've given. I'm just. I don't want to say this isn't the energy saying I'm giving up. This is the energy saying, I'm not going to think, I'm not worrying about it. I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to put too much bandwidth into it. It's there or it's not. I'm not, like, this is literally something about like keeping, like this is the energy saying, I'm not prioritizing it. And now in the moment of them saying, I'm not prioritizing it, I see a lot of new energetic connections happening right at that moment. Bottom of the deck on this, 4 of Pentacles in its upright. I'm going to say this, you know what I'm going to say, and I know you get really tired or exhausted of people saying this. When we hold on to a manifestation goal too tightly, that's when it becomes so hard. Sometimes we block our own energetic blessing to a certain extent, because what happens in that modality of holding on to something so rigidly, you know, it's that moment. Sometimes we say, it can only come in like this. Like, you hold on to it such a way that it doesn't leave one open to the possibilities, right? And so I see even now that there's some of this energy right now that's in separation, that even in the moment of them releasing and saying, like, I don't even care. It's like, yeah, you okay, so you just did the final thing you needed as it relates to a manifestation goal. You're not saying that you need it. You're saying you would like it. You're saying you're keeping it as the prioritization, but you're not fixating on it. So we see even now, like, some of that sense of easement. This is the energy that's like coming into that space or place of feeling confident or comfortable within oneself, that says, and this is a lot of the energy appreciating the fact that that manifestation's already taken an effect if you're moving in ways that you wouldn't have moved before if you didn't have it. Because this is the energy that recognizes and identifies that a good manifestation goal isn't what you receive, it's how it changes you in the process of moving towards it. It's the journey. So we see even now that a lot of that moment, like, this is what's building that sense of energetic confidence. So I see even now, like, there's a lot of energy that's saying, I'm not even going to think about it. And you're like, now you're probably coming into that modality where you're in that space where you'll be able to, like, it's like opening it up, if you will, because you're releasing it. And it's in that release that the possibility starts to emerge in terms of how it can approach you. While for masculine and feminine energy that is in separation, like coming into divine union right now, this is a lot of this energy that is in divine union. I see it even now. This is an energy that stopped caring about the things that occurred in the past. This isn't energy that is looking back and saying, it's great, I found my person, and then anyone who ever hurt me, I stopped feeling anything for him. Anything I ever cared about, I stopped. No, does that sound right? That's not right. It's how you carry it. It takes on a different weight. And so we see even now that some of that weight distribution, this is a lot of energy that's learning to feel again via V healing. And that ability of holding something, that's that sense of remembering that you don't necessarily need to cut an energetic cord. It's how you're able to hold it. It's what you bring to it. It's what you desire of it. And we see even now that there's a lot of that energy that's going through that shift because of the value that they're having in terms of something that they are carrying. While for masculine and feminine energy deep within divine union right now, this is coming out of your comfort zone. There's a lot of letting go that I'm seeing here for the energy deep within divine union, and that letting go process, if you will, is recognizing and identifying what feels like the energetic priorities are. And so we see even now that a lot of, I keep seeing that I just keep getting a lot of this like message of like soul retrieval to a certain extent for the energy deep within divine union right now, because that observational point of going back to the past and finding something that you left behind is happening from a construct of being able to face something or see something in a way that you weren't necessarily prepared. Like You might have not, like I see even now, like this is energy that's experiencing or looking back on something that may have been hard to look back upon, because you're recognizing that you have become strong enough to navigate in that way. So that's why I see even now there's a lot of this like unpacking that is difficult, but I see even now it's vital, because this is the energy that's almost like forcing themselves to look back in those spaces because they recognize the value of doing so. Either tangibly, it's like a decluttering process. It's either tangible right now or it's metaphysical. That is our daily collective read for today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and sharing it with me. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my website, gracestrega.com. My private readings are done over video, and if you are a subscriber to my TikTok, you can take 10% off any of my services when you pay. Just mention your subscriber ID at the point of payment. Please remember that booking a private reading with me is a 2-step process. You have to book for reading and you have to pay for the reading. Most importantly, please remember that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a private reading. I will never DM you. I will never PM you. I will never slide into your inbox and tell you that I have a very important message that only I can deliver. The only way you can book a reading with me is if you book one on my website. So I would encourage you to do it there. Also, a couple of updates before we go into personal readings for today. If you'd like to get on the list for personal readings, you will be the 4th person read for. First and foremost, thank you to everybody who attended our Hierophant Tarot class last week. It was such a delight to be able to go over that fascinating card with you. The next class in our series will be the Lover's card. And if you would like to participate in that live class, all you need to do is become a paid subscriber to my Substack, gracestrega.substack.com. Your paid subscription to my Substack will grant you access and entry into our live class each and every month. You'll also, don't worry if you're just joining us, because you've now got about 6 hours worth of course materials to catch yourself up on, because you'll also have access to the course materials and recordings for any of the previous classes. So now is actually a beautiful time to join, because you've basically got a full month to catch up. You'll also have access to a one-on-one class with me and the other students to ask any questions that you may have in relation to anything that we are studying. And if you become a founding member to my Substack, not only will you receive a discount on the full year's worth of reading of classes, but you will also receive a complimentary one-on-one mentorship class with me, where we will assess where you are on your personal tarot journey. And I'll give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize both the classwork and your own personal study to the best of your advantage going forward. One of the things I tried to do in these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. So thank you if you're already joining us, if you're joining us for the first time, and I look forward to potentially seeing you at our next class. But even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my Substack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offerings, any services, my live events. If you want to catch me in person, I post my live events there. I also post a weekly newsletter there, which lets you know about my full live schedule if you want to make sure that you don't miss the daily collective reads. You'll also get up-to-date notifications on our giveaways. We've pulled the winner of our August giveaway. Congratulations to our winner. They're listed up on my Substack. We are now doing our September giveaway. If you would like to potentially win a free tarot reading with me, head over to the link tree in my bio. There's a 2-minute travel survey there. Filling out that travel survey will grant you an entry into the giveaway. But if you would like to increase your chances of winning, forward that survey to a friend, because when I pull the winner, not only will I be giving away a free reading to the person who wins, but I will also be giving a reading away to the person who referred them. So I want to thank you if you've already entered, and I wish you the best of luck of winning this month. And finally, I want to let you guys know that on top of life path readings, I now offer mentorship courses. These mentorship classes can be focused on any area of personal growth and development or spiritual practice that you are interested in learning more about. I take a very limited number of students for this reason. Those can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series. That's 4 45-minute readings, 1 per week over the span of a month. Link tree in my bio if you're interested in pursuing that. Also, for my clients that are seeking weekly, more consistent tarot support, I'm very happy to be offering weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, 1 per week over the span of a month, so that you can stay more consistent on your own personal journey. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages, and we will do this again tomorrow.